What is up, everyone? Welcome to the FAA podcast. Got a nice doubleheader tonight coming up in about 15 minutes. I think the first game starts at 7:15, if I'm not mistaken. Just me today, so pretty quickly here. Let's talk about college football. Number one, Ohio State over number 17, Illinois, 34-16 romp. Um, yeah, this was as expected. I was getting a little nervous at the end that Illinois was going to backdoor cover it down only 18 at the end. OSU got the stop though, thankfully. So that was nice. Luke Altmaier, he was pretty good actually, even in the loss, 68.2%, 248, touchdown, a pick, and a fumble. The turnovers were costly early. Ohio State scored, I think, both of those turnovers touchdowns. So pretty costly turnover margin there. Julian Sayin, he's been efficient. Okay. I'm still waiting on that game that he really shows up and like he has to be the guy. Because he really hasn't. He's been kind of tucked away behind really good defense, even an elite defense, and a pretty solid ground game as well. But yeah, still waiting on that game where it's like, okay, like Saiyan has to do something. Like he's the only thing that could win them the game. 70.4%, 166, two scores there for Julian. Aiden Lafferty. Aiden Lafferty, there, the leading rusher for the Illini, 8 for 50 and a score, 4 catches for 12 yards. Leading the way receiving wise, Illinois tight end Cole Rusk, 5 for 68. And defensively, really great game for OSU linebacker Arvell Reese, 9 tackles, 8 solos. 1.5 sacks, 1.5 tackles for loss. OSU minus 15.5, covered under 51.5. Just actually, that was right under just 50 there for them. Number 8, Alabama, 27-24 over number 14, Mizzou. Really good game there in the SEC. Missouri continues to remain winless against Alabama in SEC play. And Bama continues their dominance after the week one loss to FSU. They now roll 5 straight. Ty Simpson, I mean, his Heisman campaign is off the charts right now. And I'm happy that I have a ticket with his Heisman odds at plus 850. The Tide here looking really solid mid-season, 74.2% for Simpson, 203 touchdowns and a fumble. Bo Pribula, I have a Heisman for him as well, but not looking as good anymore after this one. Just 57.1%, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 11 carries, 61 yards, and a score. The opening drive looked pretty good, and then it kind of fell off from there for Mizzou. The defense for Bama really stepped up and ultimately got them the win. Jam Miller, he led the game in rushing for Bama, 20 carries, 85 yards, 4 catches for 25 yards. Leading the way in receiving was true freshman wide receiver Lazare Brooks for the Tide, 4 catches for 58 yards. And defensively, I'm going with the bottom guy, Missouri defensive end Damon Wilson, the second, 3 tackles, 2 solos, 2 sacks, and 2 tackles for loss. Mizzou covered plus 3.5 by the hook, over 50.5. Also by the hook, 51. Wow, that was a close game. Pitt in an upset, close game, but they get it done. Upsetting number 25 Florida State, 34-31. The true freshman Mason Heinzel, 72.4%. 2 touchdowns, 321, 2 touchdowns. Did throw 2 picks as well, 16 carries, 64 yards, 2 interceptions. Luckily for him, didn't end up hurting him. But true freshman things gonna happen, I guess. Tommy Castellanos apparently still has never beaten Pitt, Boston College, or FSU now, and so that will continue to be the case moving forward. Gavin Castellanos here, 69.6%, 245, 3 scores, 8 carries for 12 yards. Gavin Sawchuk, the Oklahoma transfer, he led the game in rushing, 14 carries, 71 yards for FSU, and a 16-yard catch as well. Desmond Reed, how about the receiving numbers for Reed? It's tough sledding on the ground for the Pitt running back, but 12 carries, 45 yards, just under 4 yards per carry at 3.8. But just massive receiving yards, 8 for 155, 2 scores. He led the game in receiving. Did Desmond Reed 2 scores on the day for his teammate as well, running back Jakarian Turner. They're another true freshman that Pitt has on their squad. Big time numbers as well on the other side. FSU wide receiver Makai Danzy, 7 for 133 and 2 scores. Defensively, not a ton of stats. I'm going to go with the bottom guy there. FSU linebacker Justin Cryer, 4 tackles, 2 solos, a sack, and 2 tackles for loss. Pitt plus 11.5. They went outright, over 57.5, 65. Yep, it was another loss here for Penn State. Yeah, very, very difficult situation there at PSU. 22-31. Penn State drops their 3rd straight, and becomes, I believe it is the first team ever in FBS history to have rushing to have losses of 20+ point favorites in back-to-back games. 20.5 in this one, 24.5 last week to UCLA. Obviously, the loss to Oregon all started this thing, this complete just destruction of the Penn State Nittany Lion team. And we'll talk more about this team in a little bit, but yeah, it's been tough to watch this year as someone that grew up on Penn State and as a Penn State fan by trade. It's been very difficult to watch for sure. Preston Stone for Northwestern, 65.4%, 163 a score. Northwestern, not even that explosive in this game, and it was Penn State. This is Penn State not playing well, and I I'm so interested to see, like, is it because Tony Rojas is out? Like, has he really made that big of a difference? Um, it seems like it, because once Tony Rojas went out, okay, this team has not been the same. So I'm kind of wondering if that is the case. Um, you know, maybe, maybe it is. But Drew Aller, 65%, 137, a pick, 6 carries, 25 yards, and a score. Katron Allen, he had a nice game, even in the loss. 16 carries, 90 yards, touchdown, and a 1 yard reception as well. Penn State wide receiver Devontae Ross, he led the game in receiving, 7 for 115, did have a fumble on the day. And defensively, wasn't a lot of stats. I'm going to go with Penn State defense tackle Zane Durant, 8 tackles, 5 solos, a sack, tackle for loss there. Yeah, Northwestern plus 20.5, under 46.5. Number 4, Ole Miss. Yeah, I don't understand why this team is still up in the top 5. I don't get it. I don't. This makes complete nonsense to me. Washington State's not that good. I can tell you that right now. Washington State is not that good. So the fact that Ole Miss almost lost to them does not make me feel confident in Ole Miss going forward, including this week against my Georgia Bulldogs. But that is besides the point. I do think that Washington State played a very good game in this one. Zevi Eckhouse was fantastic, 77.4%, 218, 2 touchdowns, 11 carries, 18 yards there. Trinidad Chambliss struggled a little bit, but it was solid, though. 69%, 253, 2 scores, 11 carries, 15 yards, touchdown, and a fumble. Big time game for Ole Miss running back Kawan Lacey, 24 carries, 142 yards, 2 catches for 19 yards there. Leading the game in receiving, tight end Daquan Wright for Ole Miss, or actually, I should say Washington State wide receiver Tony Freeman, 9 for 90 and a score. Defensively, big time game for Washington State. Defensive end Isaac Terrell, 5 tackles, 4 solos, 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. Wazoo plus 32.5. That's why I didn't understand. Like, this was ridiculous. For Ole Miss to win by 3 when you're a 32.5 point favorite, like that's just bad, right? So we'll see. We'll see what kind of team we get this week. But yeah. The under 58.5 hits. Number 7, Indiana. What a shocker in Eugene. 30-20 over number 3, Oregon. Indiana. For real. I guess so. Fernando Mendoza is playing out of his mind right now. 64.5%, 215, touchdown, a pick, 6 carries, 31 yards. And man, Sig's got him rolling, man. Kurt Signetti is on fire currently. He is having hell of a time in Bloomington. So yeah, the Heisman favorite going into this week, Dante Moore struggled a little bit. 61.8%, 186, touchdown, 2 picks, very poor QBR, 33.2. So yeah, I will suppose he's not the Heisman front runner anymore. Um, but yeah, leading the game in rushing was Indiana's running back Roman Hemby, 19 carries, 70 yards, 2 scores, 2 catches for 25 yards. Leading the game in receiving, Indiana wide receiver Elijah Surratt, big time game for him, 8 for 121 and a score. He did that frequently at James Madison and last year at Indiana. Defensively, it's a lot of great performances. I'm going to go with Oregon defensive back Brandon Finney Jr., the true freshman, 4 tackles, all of them solos. 2 pass defense, 35-yard pick 6. Of course, Indiana's linebacker Isaiah Jones also very, very good. Aiden Fisher, Elijah Hardy, very good games as well. All the linebackers. For the Hoosiers. Indiana plus 7.5 wins outright, under 51.5. Red River rivalry. Texas in a massive spot, 23-6 over number 6 Oklahoma. John Mateer returned after a week out, 17 days from surgery. He struggled mightily, 52.6%, 202, 3 picks. It just wasn't there. The timing with the receivers, he struggled to find open guys for one. And then when he did, it just was not there. Arch Manning, though, this first win away from Austin, and I keep chuckling at that stat because this was not a road game, okay? This was a neutral site, 50-50 for fans. So I'm interested to see a true road game. Can he win? Can he win a true road game? We'll see this week. Again, but yeah, so Arch Manning, really good. The thing that I have an issue with, there's no explosion from Texas. I mean, absolutely zero. He completed 21 balls for 166 yards. Granted, 77.8% completion. Like, that's awesome. But everything short. 166 touchdown, 4 carries, 34 yards. So, yeah, it's a weird offense right now. They got a lot of help from the ground game with Contravian Wisner, 22 carries, 94 yards, and 5 catches for 34 yards. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure about Texas. Not 100%, anyways. Leading the game in receiving was Oklahoma's wide receiver Dion Burks, caught 5 for 64. Ryan Niblett, the defensive back for Texas, he had a catch for -6 yards on offense, 75-yard punt return for a touchdown, big time there for Niblett and the Longhorns. Really turn the game. Defensively, I'm going with Texas. 2 guys, actually. Linebacker Colin Simmons, 5 tackles, 3 solos, 2.5 sacks, 2.5 tackles for loss. And defensive back Malik Muhammad. 2 tackles, 1 solo, a tackle for loss, pass defense, and 2 picks off of Mateer. Texas, -2.5 covered it, under 43.5. Colorado with an upset, 24-17 over number 22 Iowa State. Caden Salter. We got Liberty Caden Salter in this game. I mean, he was fantastic. 64%, 255, 2 touchdowns, 9 carries, 57 yards. And yeah, I mean, great win for Prime in a kind of lost season. Rocco Becht, back-to-back losses for the Cyclones. Rough for me because I had Iowa State was my Big 12 champ. So, not to say that they're completely out of it, but it does make it a little bit more difficult now. You know, to make it to the Big 12 title game, and of course uh, the playoff as well make it a lot more difficult for the Cyclones to make that as well. Rocco Becht, though, 54.5%. He struggled, 205, a pick, 7 carries, 31 yards there. Yeah, has not been very good for Rocco the last 2 games. Been a big time struggle bus for sure. Abu Sama, he had a massive game though in the loss. Ran 24 times for 177, 2 scores. Leading the game in receiving was Colorado wide receiver Joseph Williams, 8 for 128 in a score. Big time game for him. And defensively, I'm going to go with the leading tackler, Colorado linebacker Jeremiah Brown, 10 tackles, 2 solos, 1.5 tackles for loss. Bills Falcons getting kicked off here. Falcons getting the ball first. Did Bijan Robinson just fumble? Oh man. Offsides on the Bills. That is a difficult pill to swallow there. Yeah, Bijan did fumble, but luckily for Atlanta, not going to matter because Bijan got it back, they got it back with the offside there. So definitely good thing if you're the Falcons. I am on the Bills, so not necessarily wanting that for my side, but that's just me. So Colorado, though, here +2.5. They went outright under 52.5. Nebraska, close one over Maryland, 34-31. Great game. The last couple for Maryland just sucks. They could not get one of them finished. Had Washington down 25 to or 20-0. Couldn't get it done, and then they couldn't figure out a way to get this one accomplished either here. So tough couple losses for Maryland after starting out 4-0, but I think they're going to bounce back eventually. The Terps pretty solid, and they got a superstar in Malik Washington. I think that he is definitely someone that is going to continue to rake for this Maryland Terrapins squad. Dylan Raiola, though, he was really good besides 3 interceptions, 69%, 260, 4 scores, 3 picks. It was an interesting one for sure, but Raiola getting the job done, I guess, if you want to call it that. Malik Washington, like I said, really good, 73%, 243, a touchdown, 6 carries for 23 yards. Emmett Johnson, he went wild for the Huskers, 21 carries, 176, 2 receptions for 20 yards. The leading receiver in this one up over 100, Nebraska's wide receiver Naziah Hunter, 5 for 125, 2 scores. And defensively, it's the guy that had a touchdown. Maryland defensive back Dante Joyner, 3 tackles, all of them solo, 67-yard pick 6. Maryland plus 6.5, they covered over 47.5 easily, 65. UNLV, a squeaker over Air Force, and I told y'all this could happen potentially. And the Falcons on the board first. Tyler Algier. Gets the Falcons on the board here. So that is a plus for me. And but yeah, love to see that. Love to see Tyler Algier getting in the end zone. Let's go Bills the rest of the way, though, for sure. Told y'all this could happen, though. Air Force has been on fire offensively, and UNLV defensively really has struggled. So that's why I don't have a lot of confidence in Dan Mullen's squad here. But, we'll see. We'll see how UNLV, if they can keep it rolling this week or not. I'm not sure. But yeah, I Air Force or UNLV continues to win 6-0 halfway through the year. Anthony Calandria, he was really good, 62.5%, 361, a touchdown, 7 carries, 62 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns as well. Liam Cesarca, man, Air Force has this guy that is playing lights out. They're 1-5 and probably won't make a bowl at this point, but Air Force is rolling right now with Cesarca and has a good future. 58.8% passing, 175 touchdown. How about the rushing numbers? 27 carries, 136, 2 scores. Obviously, a triple option helps, but he is executing it at a great clip. The last couple of weeks, Air Force offense on fire in 2 losses. Owen Allen, he went ballistic for the Falcons, 17 carries, 192, 2 touchdowns. Leading the game in receiving was UNLV's wide receiver Dejon Reynolds, 4 for 139 and a score. 2 touchdown day for Air Force wide receiver Cade Harris, 4 for 46 through the air. Carried it 12 times, 45 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a fumble. And defensively, a lot of tackles in this one. I'm going to go with just the top tackler, UNLV defensive back Andrew Powdrell, 13 tackles, 6 solos, and a half tackle for loss. Air Force plus 7.5 covered easily, over 66.5 easily. 99 points in that game. Wild. Navy in a squeaker, 32-31 at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia over Temple. Evan Simon was fantastic for the Owls, 69.4%, 345, a touchdown, 5 carries, 20 yards, a touchdown on the ground, and a fumble. Casey Keeler has this Owls team really playing well, and it's shocking to me because Temple has been bad for so long. But Casey Keeler, excellent head coach, built that Sam Houston program up that is now struggling. So we'll see what he can do the rest of the way here at Temple if he can get them back to a bowl game for the first time in a while. Blake Horvath continues to be excellent for the midshipman, 37.5 passing, percent passing, 141 a touchdown, 19 carries, 155, 2 scores, leading the game in rushing. 2-score day on the ground for Temple running back Jay Ducker as well. Big time shot for the Bills. That was Josh Palmer that Josh Allen hit down 7-0, and they hit a bomb to start the game for the Bills offensively here. And this is throwback versus throwbacks in terms of uniforms, so make sure you check that out. Jay Ducker, though, he came over with Casey Keeler from Sam Houston, just short of 124 for 97, 2 scores and a 4-yard catch as well. Temple wide receiver Kajaya Holloway, he led the game in receiving, caught 9 for 146. Temple linebacker Curly Ordonez, he is my player of the game. 8 tackles, 4 solos, a sack, 2 tackles for loss. And I mean, this was just the all-name team defensively here. You got Navy linebacker Mark Anthony Parker, Navy safety Giuseppe Ceci, or how you say it. I mentioned Curly Ordonez, and then Navy corner Irabanois Onaiha. So yeah, what a list of names for defensive stats here. Temple did cover easily, plus 10.5, over 52.5. And Navy, the reason they won, they went for 2 at the end after they scored what looked to be the game tying touchdown. They went for 2 and got the 2-point conversion to win it. Number 12, Tennessee, close one, 34-31 over Arkansas. Talon Green balled out for the Razorbacks in the first game without Sam Pittman. 67.7%, 256, 2 touchdowns, 17 carries, 63 yards, touchdown. But the 2 fumbles costly on the day for Bobby Petrino's squad here. Joey Aguilar for the Vols, 64%, 221, a touchdown, 5 carries, 59 yards. Big rushing numbers for both sides here. Tennessee running back Deshaun Bishop led the game in rushing, 14 carries, 146, and a score. Arkansas had their own 100-yard runner, Mike Washington Jr., 19 for 131, a touchdown, and a 6-yard catch. 2-touchdown day for Tennessee running back Peyton Lewis as well on the ground. 100-yard receiving day for Tennessee wide receiver Braylon Staley, 6 for 109. And defensively, the guy at the bottom there, Tennessee defensive lineman Jordan Ross, had a game, 2 tackles, 1 solo, 1.5 sacks, 1.5 tackles for loss, and a fumble recovery. Arkansas, though, covered plus 10.5, under 68.5. Just 65 in that one. Go Dogs, number 10, Georgia, 20-10 over Auburn, and what a game it was. One play. That's all this game came down to. One single play and 1 millimeter or whatever measurement you want to call it. Jackson Arnold going in for a QB sneak. Fumbles at the goal line. Kyron Jones recovers it for Georgia. The Dogs roll all the way down the field, get a field goal, and that was the game. Yeah, Auburn was about to go up 17-0 on the Dogs. Dominating. Offensively, defensively, it didn't matter. Auburn was crushing it. That game, that play happened. I don't know. I'm biased, but I could see both arguments, okay? He might have got in, might have not. I don't know. but they called it a fumble on the field. And with that call on the field, I didn't think there was enough to overturn it. So Auburn fans can come at me if they want. I don't care. Um, I just don't think there was enough to overturn it. So, and what happened? Georgia ended up rolling off 20 straight unanswered to win the game. So, in-game adjustments at halftime were pivotal for Kirby Smart, though, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They shut everything down for Auburn offensively in the second half. Gunnar Stockton, 64.9%, 217, 9 carries, 26 yards, and a rushing score. Jackson Arnold, again, pretty good to start, but the fumble really turned everything, 61.3%. And touchdown for the Bills. It's Dawson Knox. No Dalton Kincaid tonight. Dawson Knox scores the first touchdown for Buffalo from Josh Allen. 61.3% for Arnold, 137, 13 carries, 55 yards, a rushing score, and a fumble. Georgia running back Chauncey Bowens got in the end zone. UGA wide receiver Zachariah Branch, he led the game in receiving because actually Jackson Arnold led the game in rushing. But Branch leading the game in receiving, caught 9 for 57. Defensively, I mean, CJ Allen had a hell of a game for Georgia. 10 tackles, 6 solos, 1 sack, 2 tackles lost, pass deflection. But like I mentioned, Kyron Jones made the play of the game. He's the one that recovered the fumble of Arnold at the goal line. Georgia covered -4.5, under 45.5. Number 11, LSU, same score, 2010 over South Carolina. Garrett Nussmeier. Offense struggling most of the day, but luckily their defense was lights out, shutting down Lenora Sellers all night as well. 60.6% for Nussmeier, 254, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, 4 carries for 30 yards. Lenora Sellers, 55.6%, 124, a pick, 22 carries, 19 yards, and a fumble. Matt Fuller, he led the game in rushing for the Cox, 7 for 83, a touchdown, and a 5-yard reception as well. The leading receiver in this one was LSU's tight end Trey'Dez Green, caught 8 for 119 and a score. And defensively, I'm going with LSU linebacker Harold Perkins Jr. 8 tackles, 6 solos, a sack, 2 tackles for loss. LSU covered -8.5, under 44.5. Number 18, BYU, 33-27, double overtime to stay undefeated for the Cougars. Noah Fafita struggled a lot of the day, but kept this Wildcats team in it. And, you know, he's still a really good quarterback. 55.6%, 219, 2 touchdowns, a pick, 6 carries, 15 yards. Bear Bachmeier, I mean, the completion percentage was absolute crap, but yeah, he balled out though still, despite the turnovers. 41.4%, 172, touchdown, 2 picks, 22 carries, 89 yards, 2 scores there. LJ Martin, big time game for him at 25 carries, 162, touchdown, and a reception for 0 yards. Leading the game in receiving, 200-yard guys here. BYU had wide receiver Parker Kingston, 5 for 117 and a score. Arizona's was wide receiver Chris Hudson, 9 for 106 and a score. Defensively, not a ton of stats. I'm going to go with the leading tackler, BYU linebacker Siale Acera, 16 tackles, 6 of them solos, half a tackle for loss, and a pass defensed. BYU minus 2.5 covered, over 46.5, 60. Okay. FCS game of the week, number 1, North Dakota State wins again and by a lot. 45-17 over number 8, Southern Illinois. I think I said it last week. I don't know who's going to beat this team. I mean, I don't see anyone beating them. I mean, they are completely destined to win back-to-back. They're going to have home field advantage at the Fargo Dome, and I don't know who can go in there and win. I don't think anyone can. Neutral site game, of course, for the national championship. But, yeah, I mean, there is absolutely no shot, I think, of anyone coming close. I mean, South Dakota State is probably the only team that can come anywhere near them. And, of course, we get that game in a little bit, in a couple weeks, October 25th. So 2 weeks we get that game. But if they win that one, I mean, there is, very good chance that they go undefeated. They really don't play much after South Dakota State. I mean, they're going to completely demolish Indiana State this week. Youngstown State has been in and out of the bottom of the top 25, but they're, I believe, 3-3. North Dakota, obviously, that's a interstate matchup at North Dakota, so that could be a tough one, but I don't think North Dakota's up to par on that. Northern Iowa is not what it used to be, and I think they're going to demolish St. Thomas later in the last week of the regular season. So I don't really see a path unless they lose to South Dakota State, which that game is at South Dakota State. So I think there is a potential that they could lose that game. But I don't know. Other than that, I don't really see anyone else beating them. It's really NDSU's championship to lose. Cole Payton, I mean, he was almost perfect in this one. 81.3%, 243, a touchdown, 8 carries, 48 yards, 2 scores. DJ Williams for the Salukis struggled a lot, 51.7%, 190, a pick, 15 carries, 41 yards, touchdown, and a fumble. Nathan Hayes also got a little bit of work for the Bison, completed all 3 of his passes for 33 yards. Leading the game in rushing was NDSU's running back Barika Kapenu, 16 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Leading the game in receiving was NDSU's wide receiver Bryce Lance. He's having a great season. Caught 4 for 79 and a touchdown. And he also ran his lone carry in 75 yards to the house. Guy is a freak. And defensively, 2 turnovers for the Bison defense. Linebacker Oliver Lucht. He had an interception. And defensive end Toby Anane, he had a fumble recovery. Bison minus 20 covered against a top 10 team in the FCS. That's just ridiculous that they were favored by that much, and they covered. Over 58.5, 62. To the NFL in London, second to last London game. They the second game in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Now they transfer to Wembley Stadium this week for the last London game of the year. But Bo Nix, this was a defensive struggle all day. Broncos came out. I thought they were going to win pretty easily against this Jets defense that hasn't shown much throughout the year so far, and Jets defense really balled out. But Bo Nix and the Broncos kind of hurt themselves, penalties and whatnot. 63.3%, 174, a touchdown, 5 carries, 24 yards. And I mean, this Jets team, they don't have anywhere to go. Okay, they do not have a better option on their roster than Justin Fields. I mean, you could say Tyrod Taylor, but I don't know. He's old and decrepit and slow, and I don't know. I mean, Justin Fields at least can run and do some other things like that, but he's still the same guy that I thought he was all along. Like Denny Green says, he is who I thought he was. Variation of his famous speech there. But Justin Fields struggled mightily, as did the Jets blocking the Broncos. 9 sacks for that Bronco defense on the day. Just ridiculous production. Pissed that Nick Bonito did not have 2 sacks or 1.5 sacks instead of 1. I would have won a bet, live bet. But anyways, Fields 52.9%, 45 yards, 7 for 31 on the ground. Jets running back Breece Hall led the game in rushing. Struggle, bus for both teams running the ball. Hall 22 carries, 59 yards, just 2.7 yards per carry. Dobbins the same on the Broncos side, 2.9 yards per carry for him. Broncos tight end Evan Ingram, he led the game in receiving, caught 5 of his 6 targets for 42 yards, and a whole host of defensive. I mean, pick your poison here. I am going to go with Broncos linebacker Jonathan Cooper, though. 5 tackles, 2 solos, 2 sacks, 1 tackle for loss, 3 QB hits. I mean, you could go with, my defensive player of the year, Nick Bonito, Justin Cernat, Talanoa Hufanga, Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, any of them. Jets covered plus 6.5, under 43.5. Steelers, here we go. 23-9 beating of the Browns. And I mean, the Steelers are in control, people. Okay. They are 4-1. The next closest team in the division is the Bengals at 2-4. Okay. The Ravens and the Browns are 1-5. So it's looking good. Okay. Not going to get too hyped. All right. They still got 12 games to go. But it's looking very, very good for the Pittsburgh Steelers currently. Aaron Rodgers, he was balling against this Browns defense, 70%, 235, 2 touchdowns. They really blocked it up well, helping out with Calvin Anderson and a 6-man offensive line. Really, really negated the pass rush of Myles Garrett and others on that Cleveland D-line. Dylan Gabriel, I mean, this is not how you're going to win with Dylan Gabriel. 52 attempts is not how you're going to win. 55.8%, 221. Steelers defense did an excellent job all day. Steelers, I was surprised, able to run the ball a little bit. Jalen Warren, 11 carries, 52 yards. Leading rusher in this one, 2 catches for 11 yards. Browns were not able to run the ball. 3 yards per carry for Quinshon Judkins, not very good there. DK Metcalf, he led the game in receiving, caught 4 of his 9 targets for 95 yards on a score. Double-digit target day for rookie tight end Harold Fannin Jr. and wide receiver Jerry Jeudy on the Browns side. Fannin caught 7 of 10 for 81. Jeudy 5 of 13 for 43. And defensively, it's kind of like the Broncos game. Pick your poison. I mean, Jalen Ramsey, TJ Watt. I'm going to go with Nick Herbig, though, at the bottom. 2 tackles, both of them solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, pass defense, pass deflection, and 4 QB hits. Wow, what a catch. What a catch for Khalil Shakir on the sideline. And a great throw for Josh Allen there. Steelers covered minus 6.5, under 37.5. Panthers have won back-to-back games, okay? 30-27 over the Cowboys. I think they won back-to-back. Gotta remember here. Yeah, they won back-to-back, beating the Dolphins and the Cowboys now back-to-back here. What a game. Dak Prescott continues to absolutely just rake this year. Looks like it's incomplete for Khalil Shakir. It didn't get a second foot, I don't think. 73.5% for Prescott, 261, 3 scores. Bryce Young, very good game for him, 68%, 199, 3 touchdowns. Came back from the interception, led the Panthers and down the field and for a score. Panthers running back Rico Dowdle, I mean, this guy is on fire. The hottest player by far in the league. I mean, this guy is just ridiculous. He has, I think, like 450 yards the last 2 games or something.
Last 2 games.
Fine. It's ridiculous. I mean, Dave Canales got asked today. He's like, when Chuba comes back, like, is Rico the starter still? I mean, Dave Canales said he doesn't know. I mean,
Well, and how fun is it that you got to go against the team that cut you? And he said that leading up to this game. So
yeah, elected not to re-sign in this offseason. They wanted to go somewhere else, which I at the time too, I was like, why? Like I understood if they would have drafted someone, which they didn't. They did. They did. They drafted Alfred Blue. But not till like the 5th round. And then but Rico had 1,000 yards with the Cowboys last year. It didn't make sense to me why they didn't re-sign him. Granted,
I mean,
a lot of stuff doesn't make sense.
when has the Cowboys made sense lately?
So, yeah, Cowboys paid for that for sure. Rico, though, about 30 carries for 183 on the ground, caught 4 of his 5 targets for 56 yards and a receiving score as well. Just completely dominant for Rico right now. Cowboys, though, they struggle to run the ball. And this has been very impressive for the Panthers the last 2 games, right? They've won them. And they've been stopping the run, which was their bugaboo last year. They couldn't stop the run.
Yeah.
So, and they couldn't early in the season either. They were getting gashed. But I don't know what happened the last 2 games. I think it was Ashawn Robinson, I think is the reason. He came back, I think, for the Miami game, and now they've been able to stop the run. So, 2.2 yards per carry there for Javonte has struggled. Pickens, though, he went wild.
Yeah, I was gonna. That's somebody I wanted to talk about because you're wearing this Steelers jersey, and I know a lot of it has to do with culture and locker room. But I would have loved to seen Pickens and who they picked up from Seattle. You know what I mean? Like both of them on the same field in a Steelers jersey.
Yeah, I was having visions of that too. It just couldn't pay. Wasn't going to pay Pickens, so it didn't make sense. So yeah, I don't know, but he's balling in Dallas right now without CD. So it's gonna be interesting to see when CD comes back, probably this week, to see how that looks. If George starts getting all antsy again, like he was in Pittsburgh when he wouldn't get targeted. But he caught 9 of 11 for 168 in the score, and yeah, we'll see what it looks with CD back and see if George starts complaining he's not getting enough targets again. Defensively, I'm going with the Cowboys though. I can't remember if he was drafted this year or last year. Defensive end Donovan Ezrawaku. I think it was this year out of Boston College, 2nd rounder. Tackle, it was a solo tackle for loss, 2 QB hits. The Panthers plus 2.5. They went outright over 45.5, 57 in that game. Back-to-back punts here, so they're still at 7-7. Late first quarter. 5 to go in the first here. 2nd and 11 for the Falcons. Chargers. What a win for LA. 29-27 over the Dolphins. I was pissed. I had the Dolphins, lone wolf, and I was so excited. Tua looking like a beast, rolling them down the field. It was really a lot of Devon Achane, but he was rolling them down the field too. Bijan Robinson just got smoked by AJ Epinesa. But Tua, that one drive was like it's what it's supposed to look like for Mike McDaniel's offense. That one drive, they just have not been able to replicate it enough, and they got the lead 27-26. Weren't able to hold it, and Justin Herbert really is Lad McConkey. I mean, he broke the tackle and had like a 50-yard gain, and that was it.
I think, here's the stats, and we know the outcome, but everybody's heard what Tua said in the post game, and where do you go with that? Is it because he said it was a player led meetings that people aren't showing up to? So I'm not going to throw it at Mike McDaniel, but who do you throw it at? Is Tua no longer their marquee quarterback? Do you move on there? Do you move on from coaching?
Well, to be honest, I'm surprised Mike McDaniel's
still got a
Still
job.
the head coach of the
Yeah,
Miami.
yeah. Same here.
Especially from what's happened this week today and yesterday combined in Division I college football and NFL, which we'll talk about. But
Yeah. This is a total teardown, don't you think? Eventually,
I'm still a proponent of Tua though. Like he is. Yes, did he throw 3 interceptions? Yes, he did.
True, he did.
The one I remember, I don't remember all 3. Obviously, the one at the end was not very good, but one of the first 2 was not his fault. I think it bounced off his receiver and got deflected, and yeah, that's how it got in. But I still think Tua is a very good quarterback. Mental processing is there, and they really struggle offensive line wise. Obviously, it hurts not having Tyreek, but Jalen Waddle's a baller himself, and they have Devon Achane. They have players, especially at the skill positions.
I'm still flabbergasted that he's still the head coach right now. Just well, that's later on in the show, but I'm with you there.
But Herb though, the reason I picked the Dolphins because I didn't think they were going to be able to protect him, and they really did. I think they only got sacked once, maybe twice. But yeah, I was impressed for the offensive line. Chargers down 3 tackles, able to protect Justin Herbert though. 76.3%, 264, 2 scores, 65.6%, 205 touchdown, 3 picks, and even at the end, it was like the Chargers went up, and then it was like Dolphins didn't really have a chance after that. But Devon Achane, massive game, just 16 carries, 128, 2 scores, 4 catches, 22 yards on 6 targets. How about Kamani Vidal? Najee Harris out for the year. Omarion Hampton on IR. Who cares? We got Kamani Vidal. Everyone that picked up Hassan Haskins in fantasies was just punching air all day. And I'm sitting here happy as hell because I got Kamani Vidal in 2 leagues, 3 leagues actually, I think, because that's what I heard. Right, I don't remember who it was, but there was a report, one singular report out there that said I think Kamani Vidal is the guy to pick up over Hassan Haskins, and so I did. And it was funny too. In my fraternity league, I bid $16 on both of them. Hassan Haskins I got outbid, and then I got Vidal at $16. So it was a very good pickup. 22.8 fantasy points, 18 carries, 124, 3 catches for 14 yards. Ladd McConkey had a 100-yard day, caught 7 of 9 for 100 and a score. That was with Quentin Johnston being out in this one. Darren Waller, he didn't really have a lot of stats, but dude, I want it so badly, Mark. Give him comeback player of the year, please. The man has 4 touchdowns in 3 games, okay? He is balling out. Screw Aiden Hutchinson. Screw, I don't remember who else is up for it right now. I don't care. Darren Waller deserves it.
Coming out of retirement, baby.
I need the $750.
Producing.
I need the $750 payout, Mark. Defensively, dude, how about Odafe Owe? I mean, my goodness. Trade instant impact. That's what you want in a trade edition. 2 tackles, a solo, a sack, tackle for loss, 2 QB hits. He's like, dang, it feels good to be 4-2. Those boys in Baltimore are 1-5. The Dolphins did cover though, plus 3.5. I had them at 4.5 and 6.5, so I was happy. Over 45.5. I wanted the money line though. That's why I was mad. 56 in that one. Patriots 25-19 over the Saints. Drake May. I mean, dude, the Falcons are in the red zone. It's 3rd and goal, right? But the Bills lose tonight. There's a new top dog in AFC East.
Yeah.
The Patriots would be the first place by division record, because they beat the Bills already. Wow, what a touchdown. Drake London.
That was
Boom.
huge. That was huge right there.
What a reach out.
Wow, what a catch and just a reach right there, man.
That reminded me of Antonio Brown
That's
on
nasty.
the Christmas game against the Ravens. Yeah, that's what that reminded me of. That cashes me, Mark. That cashes a lay for me. But yeah, Drake May, I mean, this kid's balling. And I'm so excited. 69.2%, 261, 3 scores, 9 carries for 28 yards. For the Saints, though, okay. At what point do you go with Schuff? I mean, my man Spencer Rattler got his first career win last week. He's still 1-11 now, okay, in his career. And he's balling, though. I will say he is playing excellent ball.
I mean, he only missed 6 targets, man, and
76.9%, 227, 4 carries, 20 yards. I mean, Rattler is keeping them in these games. He kept them in the Bills game. They just can't get over the top right now.
And you need your run game. I mean, I'm not saying 10 carries is a bunch, but you're only averaging 3.1 yards, you know?
Right. And that is why, until this game, because Kendre Miller really didn't get a lot of work in this one. But until the last couple of games before this, Kendre Miller was increasing his touches every week and taking away from Alvin Kamara's workload. But this game, Alvin Kamara got most of the work in the backfield and didn't do much. I mean, the Saints are down some O linemen, but yeah, I don't know. I think at some point you have to think about going to Schuff. You have to see what it looks like. You have to see if you have to go with a first-round quarterback next year or not.
You have to see that, and then you both know that we've talked a little bit about this season could see more or a more active trade market per se. And is Kamara still a commodity if he's got really good blockers, or you put him with a power back and he's great catching it? I mean, do the Saints really need him in a Saints uniform anymore?
Well, he doesn't want to get traded. So that's
a big key. That's a big thing
in New Orleans. So sure, I don't know. I mean, if he doesn't have a no trade clause, I don't know. I'd move him.
It's a business. At the end of the day, it really is a business.
Oh yeah, I know how it's a business because I just watched the Saquon documentary on Prime. Oh my gosh, John Merrill looks like a total douche. Chris Olave, he led the game in receiving, caught 6 of 10 for 98. 2-score day for Kayshon Boutte. Bro, why couldn't you throw to 2 people? Okay, Drake. I needed 2 people to catch touchdowns in this game. Neither of them did. Stephon Diggs and Hunter Henry. The reason why Hunter Henry didn't score, I know, is because the Patriots scored from distance. All 3 of Drake May's touchdowns were 25-plus yards. So they did not get close enough for Hunter Henry to score, which made me mad. But Patriots corner Marcus Jones, my defensive player of the game. 5 tackles, 4 solos, sack, tackle for loss, 3 pass deflections, and a QB hit. Patriots minus 3.5, covered under 46.5. Rams, your Rams, Mark, you're 4-2. Just a awful game in Baltimore. 17-3.
Any chance before we go into any of these stats and what's going on? Obviously, Lamar Jackson is not playing. We get that. Derrick Henry still balling out. Any chance that the Ravens have a different coach next year?
No.
Does he get to leave on his own terms?
He will never leave Baltimore. Yeah. End of the first here. Falcons 14-7 over the Bills. Yeah, this one was interesting. It's 3-3 at halftime. And I'm like, dude, what are the Rams doing?
Mm-hmm.
Did they not watch the same defense that everyone else watched last week that got 44 points put up on them by the Texans? who have a worse offensive line and better skill position players and a better quarterback. I will say that as well. Yeah, I had no clue what the Rams were doing offensively. Props to Zach Orr. I mean, they finally got some stops on defense and whatnot, but figured out in the second half. Rams scored 14 to win it. Stafford 65.4%, 181 touchdown and a fumble. I mean, he's just still. I didn't really watch this game a lot. Stafford is still. It's not him. It doesn't look like him. He looks different this year. It's weird.
I mean, father time. He's shown up in more commercials.
And he needs that sleep number all day.
I mean, think about it. His buddy just retired after, obviously, Major League Baseball is a lot different. You don't have to go to college baseball, but, I mean, they're the same age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Interesting QB situation there in Baltimore. Cooper Rush benched 57.9%, 72 yards, a pick, and a fumble. Tyler Huntley came in. Was pretty good, 66.7%, 68, 3 carries, 39 yards. Big moment in this game, though, the Rams defensively stuffing Derrick Henry. 4 times in a row, they stuffed Derrick Henry on the goal line.
Well, and that shows you, just like you said, we talked about having 2 quarterbacks play for one team. I mean, yes, you can trust Derrick Henry with everything because of how big he is. But that, to me, shows you didn't have one play that you trusted your quarterbacks on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's over. I mean, Lamar's going to come back after the bye. So is Roquan, apparently. They get their leader on each side of the ball back. But 1-5, I mean.
Too late. I mean, too late.
I mean, 2 weeks ago, it was already against NFL history. I mean, yeah, it's very, very slim odds at 1-5, especially because I talked about it earlier with the Steelers game. I mean, the Steelers, you look like there's no one close. They're 4-1. Bengals 2-4 as the next one, and then you got the Ravens and the Browns at 1-5. So. Yeah, it would be. I mean, if the Steelers lose the division somehow, I mean, that would be just a complete meltdown. But yeah, Derrick Henry. I mean, this is promising though. This was the first big game in a long time, a couple weeks. 24 carries, 122, and an 8-yard reception. I was surprised he had this big a game against the Rams defensively, but that is where they have been vulnerable, is on the ground. So. There you go.
And going back to I'm just looking at the Ravens schedule right now. It's just whether you view the Bears as a tough one or not. The Dolphins are 1-5. After that, I mean, you're going to have your Browns, obviously, and your Jets, but I mean, you're not beating. The Patriots are tough. The Packers are tough. I mean, your schedule it looks like the rest of the way, if you went 500, there's no way you get in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, 11 games left. Like, they would have to, at the very worst, I would say, is go 9-2.
The Steelers would have to implode.
I think 10-7 gets you in the AFC. Unlike the NFC, I think you can get in at 9-8. But I think 10-7 in the AFC is where you're going to be at the wild cards. So, yeah, it's very unlikely.
9 games out of your schedule.
Yeah. Zay Flowers, he led the game in receiving. Caught 6 of 10 for 46 yards. Did have a fumble as well. Defensively, how about the edge players for the Rams? Byron Young, Jared Verse just completely wrecked everything.
Jared Verse is just.
I'm going to go with Byron Young, though. He had a little bit better stats. 8 tackles, 4 solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackle swaps,
Wow.
5 QB hits. How about your boy Nate Landman as well? 17 tackles on the day, 8 of them solos.
Is he not the best defensive story in the NFL?
Dude, I love Nate Landman coming out of Colorado.
Just because of his name.
2 years ago. He's a baller. He's a hard hitter as well.
Yeah. He's like, okay, I know that they're not the same size, but I just imagine if Cam Scattaboo was on the other side of the ball, he'd be a little bit like Landman.
I want them to hit in the hole.
They both would have CTE on whichever side of the ball they played.
Rams covered -6.5, under 44.5. Easily 20. Looks like Josh Palmer just got hurt for the Bills. Dude, that's the first time I've seen James Cook today. I mean, he has not been involved. It's been a lot of passing game for Buffalo so far, it looks like. So, looks like Elijah Moore getting some more work with Josh Palmer out. Throw it to Keon.
Colts winning again, guys. Winning again.
Well, and that's another thing. If the Bills lose tonight, I mean, good Lord. The Colts are going to be the #1 team in the AFC. That's just stupid. 31-27 over the Cardinals. But I don't even want to talk about the Colts. I want to talk about Jacoby Brissett, okay? He's
been everywhere in the league.
And I did not expect this. Okay. I did have I had 2 plays on the Cardinals. Okay. I had 7.5 and 10. Plus 7.5, plus 10. They both hit. But I did not expect this performance from Jacoby Brissett. I mean, he completely balled out. 61.4%, 320, 2 scores, a pick, 3 carries for 19 yards as well. Toe-to-toe with Daniel Jones. They had the lead as well. They were up 27-25 or 24, whatever it was. Yeah. But Daniel Jones just continues to just wreck everything. 73.3%, 212, 2 scores, a pick, 5 carries, 20 yards, and a touchdown on the ground as well. Talk about wrecking. I mean,
just a lot of stats in this game.
JT. I think he improved. He's averaging close to 100 yards rushing a game right now.
We talk about, we can go to Le'Veon Bell holding out, right? And not working out and whatnot. Jonathan Taylor is still working out for the Colts, guys.
And the crazy thing is, I don't think many people saw it coming because they lost 2 linemen, 2 of their best linemen in the offseason, in Will Fries and Ryan Kelly.
If he does this for the next 3 years, just next 3 years, and he does it quietly. Indianapolis is not a big market. You don't hear a lot about Jonathan Taylor. How good are we going to look in his vacuum and go, those 5 to 6 to 7 years were great years.
Well, and he is on this is like Wisconsin.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Kind of stuff right now.
Yeah.
Over 2,000 yards, Wisconsin, his senior season. 21 carries, 123, 5.9 per, 1 touchdown, 4 catches for 14 yards. Cardinals couldn't run the ball at all. Okay. Bam Knight's 3.1 yards per carry. Very excited, though. He scored a touchdown. Thank you. I started him because the Cardinals decided to flip Michael Carter for Bam Knight, and it didn't really work out. But the crazy thing, Zay Jones led the game in receiving. Where did Zay Jones come from? Oh, no. 5 catches on 8 targets, 79 yards, 11 target day for Trey McBride. Caught 8 for 72 to score. Defensively, I mean, take your pick. A lot of good defensive performances. I'm going to go with Colts defensive end Kwity Paye, though. 7 tackles, 3 solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackle swaps, 3 QB hits. A lot of QB hits in that one. Cards plus 8.5. They covered over 46.5. 50 8. Seahawks are 4-2, 2012 over the Jags. And the Seahawks have about 9 straight on the road now. That's why I picked them, because I was like, they are trash at home. I picked them last week at home, and they lost to the Bucks. And I was like, well, they're on the road. They're going to win now. So 20. Sam Darnold, not a great efficiency day, but yards-wise, he keeps throwing those bombs to JSN, 59.3%, 295, 2 touchdowns. T-Law, similar day to Darnold, 64.3%, 258, 2 tuds. Again, though, this is not what the Jags want to do. They do not want to throw it 42 times with Trevor Lawrence. They want to run the ball, and they couldn't. Seahawks stout, 2.3 yards per for Travis Etienne in this one.
But you know who had a monster day once again?
Yeah. Well, Kenneth Walker, Seahawks couldn't run it either. Walker just 3.4 yards per as well. Yeah, JSN, though, I mean, just completely caught 8 for 13, 8 of 13 for 162 and a score.
Just like Baker said post game last week, they're talking about his rookie and talking about him. There's something in the water in Ohio State, man.
It's called Brian Hartline.
Well, Alabama has great receivers too, and they usually do pretty well in the NFL as well.
Yeah.
But that does not to get off track too much. I'm coming back from Auburn. I'm rolling down the highway. I'm happy the Dogs found a way in the second half, and I'm listening to a ESPN podcast. It's Myron and Metcalf the next day, and I was hoping to hear a little bit more about SEC football and some of the controversial replays, but they were talking about the NFL, and they were talking about quarterback play and just certain people's play. OCs are what the NFL, no one talks about. Your OC is so important because you look at Daniel Jones going to the Colts. You look at Baker Mayfield going to the Buccaneers, and you get into the right scheme, and you set a firestorm, you know? And it is so important to have a correct OC with what you're doing. And that's what Ohio State and Alabama do at the college level, and I think it helps them, talking about Heartline or even here, I think it goes back to college. It helps them with your OC scheming the correct way.
Yeah, well, talk about scheming correctly. I mean, good Lord. Bijan Robinson, 81 to the house. Goodness.
Dude, it's 27. It's 27 in the first half.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, it was a big hole, and then one broken tackle, and he's gone. So that's, yeah.
They go in motion.
Step out. No, he didn't. Okay.
Bang. Right through it. I'm gone.
That's wild. The Bills are getting wrecked right now in Atlanta. 21-7, 11 minutes to go in the first half. 10 target day for Brian Thomas, caught 8 for 90 and a score. Defensively, a lot of good defense. Seahawks, DeMarcus Lawrence, Byron Murphy, crushing Trevor Lawrence all day. 5 tackles, 2 solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 5 QB hits for Lawrence. Seahawks -1.5 covered, under 47.5. Raiders get the second win of the year, 2010 over the Titans. Cam Ward, another struggle bus day for him. 68.4%, 222 touchdown, pick, 2 fumbles. Can't do it, son. Geno, very efficient, 73.9%. Just 10 yards around there per completion, though. Touchdown, pick. I mean, Geno, you gotta stop throwing picks, man. I mean, I think he's definitely into double digits now, I believe, on the season. Geno doesn't care, man. He just keeps throwing the ball. Ashton Jeanty.
Yeah. Well, going back to the OC and just scheme, it's not working. It's not working.
I don't even remember who their OC is. Ashton Genty, though, he led the game in rushing. Not efficient, 3.3 yards per, but that's been the story of the Raiders' offensive line all year. 23 carries, 75, touchdown, 2 catches for 11 yards. Oh, Van Jefferson, kind of like Zay Jones in the Cardinals game. Like, okay, Van Jefferson leading the game in receiving. Caught 406 for 75 yards. And like, dude, holy defense. Look at that's why the text is so small, because it was both sides of the ball too. I'm gonna go with the guy that made me money though, Mark. Max Crosby. 3 tackles, all of them solos, 2 sacks, 2 tackles lost, 3 QB hits. I told people, and I sent the bet to people before the game. I was like, dude, Max Crosby 2 sacks, book it, plus 250, cash it. He had 1 in the first, 1 in the second. I was very happy. Raiders minus 4.5. They covered under 41.5. But that's the thing, though. That's why I picked the Raiders in this one. It was a split decision for the crew. It was actually Danny and I were in the minority. We were outvoted 2-3 on the Raiders. But they can't block anyone. Tennessee, they can't, and you're going up against one of the best pass rushers in the league. So Bucks are 5-1, and they are the number 1 team in the NFC, 30-19 over the 49ers. Mac Jones. Yeah, I mean, a good day, pretty much 69.2%, 347, 2 picks, 5 carries for 13 yards. I was disappointed. I picked the Niners. And I just thought Mac was going to keep going. I mean, 3-0 this year, coming into this one under him, and yeah, couldn't finish it. But I mean, are we giving Baker the MVP right now or what? 73.9%, 256, 2 touchdowns, 3 carries, 14 yards.
I just look. Would it not be fun to hang out with Baker, whether it was a locker room, a bar, watching a college football game, doing a commercial? Does the guy not just seem fun to hang out with?
Mm-hmm.
And that I think goes a long way as a leader. And that's what's really, you got the right scheme. And everybody in Tampa just says, I love him as a leader. It's fun to be around. He's charismatic. He jokes. He gets serious at the right time. It's fun watching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play football, in my opinion. I'm like, anytime they're on, let me catch a glimpse.
And what's wild is I was really confident in the Niners, especially once Iguodala got hurt. I was like, dude, who's he throwing to?
Yeah.
Mike Evans is out. Chris Godwin's out. Igbuka's out now. They don't got no receivers. They got K-Dot and tight end. That's it.
I think the 49ers are always they're a tough opponent. They have a good record. They're knocking on the door. But you can't tell. I'm starting to question if they need to revamp their sports medicine, because they have them. To me, everybody in the 49ers organization for the last 5 years, everybody's always out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's prep. Like, I don't think they are doing enough during the week in terms of body recovery and stretching and doing some of those stuff, getting the right nutrition in the facility and everything like that.
There's something going on. I mean, you and I probably after this podcast should look it up and have a stat for the next one going. They do have the most injuries out of at least the big marquee guys.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Being an Eagles fan, I saw this. I've been through this before. The Eagles used to have this in the 2010s, mid 2010s, and once Chip Kelly came in, he started it back up a little bit, And then Doug Peterson really revamped the entire athletic training staff and sports medicine and doctors and everything, team doctors. And now the Eagles don't have, I mean, they are injured a little bit, but they're not like massively injured like they used to be all the time. So I think that's something that John Lynch and, the management, they have to figure it out.
Well, and you and I both know John Lynch is an old school guy. Everybody plays we hit each other during the week, and I'm not saying that's trickled down. You evolve with the times, but you never know.
Right. Yeah. But it's kind of weird because you would think that they would be kind of up with the times in terms of medicine and stuff. Like Stanford is right there.
Oh, that would be one's thinking.
So, like, I don't know. What a punt! What a punt! Great job, special teams for the Bills, pinning them down inside the 5.
They're getting after Josh Allen. He's running for his life back there.
Well, if he would throw it to Keon Coleman, his life would be easier. Okay. Rashad White, he led the game in rushing. No Bucky Irving, 17 carries, 65, touchdown, 3 catches for 21 yards. I mean, CMC continues to struggle with efficiency, 3.2, but I mean, is anyone doing it better multi-purpose wise than CMC? I mean, 50 and 50 again. I mean, I don't know. We have a really intriguing offensive player of the year race right now going on 6 weeks in. You look at CMC, it's tough because Puka's going to take a hit now with missing a couple games. But you look at CMC, JSN, who else in offensive player of the year? I can't think of anyone right now. But you got those two guys at least. And Puka, I still think will end up being in it. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of Bijan as well, probably. Yeah. But yeah, CMC, I mean, he's just having a hell of a season, and it's funny because the Niners are banged up, right? And that's what Christian McCaffrey had become known as, is injury prone, and he's the only one not getting hurt right now.
Right.
Kendrick Bourne, how about this guy? Back-to-back weeks, just absolutely balling. Caught 5 of 9 for 142. Him and Mac, their connection is wild from their New England days. Defensively, this one's tough. I am going to go with Jamel Dean for the Bucks. 4 tackles, 3 solos, sack, tackle for loss, pass to play, defense, QB hit, and a pick. Yaya Diaby also very, very good for Tampa defense.
Could JT be offensive player of the year?
Yes.
I mean, is he not?
That's like
resurrecting Daniel Jones's career at the same time.
That's like the one AFC one yeah.
He's the only one that really pops out of my mind right now.
Yeah, there's not a lot of big-time offensive performances singularity-wise in the AFC. A lot of NFC guys.
Yeah.
Bucks cover -3.5 over 46.5. Packers, this one wasn't.
This didn't make me feel like everybody talking about the Packers, after the trade, man, they're going to be a really Super Bowl contender. This one was like, okay, you tied the Cowboys. You should come ready to play, to be like, man, that was a fluke. We just didn't play very well. And then it was, again, kind of just going through the motions.
Dude, it's 3 straight weeks, right?
It's kind of like watching the Georgia Bulldogs.
Lost to the Browns. They tie the Cowboys. Bye week. And now sort of a dud against the Bengals. Now they were up 17-0, I believe it was. But
Rusty, they won a game by less than double digits when Flacco threw 45 times and he's been with the team for 36 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he's probably a little bit more than those hours, but not much.
Yeah. Love 73.1%, 259 touchdown pick, 7 carries, 26 yards. Flacco, yeah, he played very well. 64.4%, 219, 2 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs dominant on the ground. 93 yards and 18 carries, 2 scores, caught all 5 of his targets, 57. Why couldn't he catch 13 more yards, Mark? Why couldn't he?
Because you happened to put some money on it and they just knew that.
I would have profited $150. I think there's a stat correction coming. I'm waiting on it. NFL 13-yard stat correction. It could happen. Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase. He led the game in receiving, caught 10 of 12 targets, 94 yards and a score. Defensively, just it's actually the Bengals. Geno Stone. Wild day for him on the Cincy side. 3 tackles, all of them solos, sack, tackle for loss, pass deflects, 2 QB hits, and a pick. His teammate DJ Turner also tackle for loss, 5 passes defensed as well. Bengals plus 13.5 covered easily, over 44.5 by the hook. And I told people like this was one of my best bets, right? I tried to tell people like this is too many points for Cincinnati to not cover. And the Falcons right now, okay, they are completely dominating the Bills. There is no pass rush. Michael Penix standing
They're putting on a clinic.
all alone. Maybe it's the uniforms. Maybe they got the Michael Vick swagger. The 90s Falcons. Helps that they got a left-handed quarterback again. Chiefs last night, 30-17 dominance over the Lions. Patrick Mahomes was wild, 73.3%, 257. 3 touchdowns, 10 carries, 32 yards, and a rushing score as well. I was pissed, man. Mahomes, you could have ran a second one in, dude. You could have. He was 2 yards short on the one run inside the red zone. And then on the second touchdown to Hollywood, I was like, bro, it's wide open. Run straight. Run straight and you're in. I don't care about the wide open receiver. And he almost didn't catch it either. It was a tough one to catch on the ground. Just saying. Jared Goff, he was efficient, 79.3%, 203, 2 touchdowns. My thing is look at Amon-Ra. He had 10 targets. He caught 9 for 45 yards. There was nothing deep for the Lions in this game. Everything inside of 10 yards, essentially. Jameson Williams and Laporta had a couple catches that were a little bit longer. But there was none of the deep shots of J-Mo or Amon-Ra, whoever. It was interesting. They just didn't have confidence, I guess, that they could block the Chiefs. I don't know. Taylor Decker was out again, I believe, in this game. So
I was tired and still was like, dude, I got to watch this game. Some people came over. I got back from Auburn after a long weekend. And I had a Lions fan, Dan here, Dan Horgan. And it was just funny. Dan Campbell is getting interviewed, and he's like, we're 3 plays away from putting this thing on its head. And I looked at Dan and I said, yeah, 3 bad plays from this being just a runaway. And that's what you're saying is the yardage was real short and it wasn't long. And I'm like, if he's got 3 plays dialed up, then he needs to go down the field.
Yeah. Well, and he said that in order to win the game, they need to score 30 points. Well, there was a team that scored 30 points. It was the other team.
Well, and they took a little bit out of his own playbook, and the Chiefs converted on some 4th downs that were huge.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, interestingly, led the game in rushing, 65 yards, 17 carries, reception for 0 yards. J-Mo, or My bad. Travis Kelce led the game in rushing, caught 6 of 7 for 78 yards. 10 targets, I mentioned for Amon-Ra stats already. 2 scores for Hollywood, like I said. Defensively, I am going to go with the Chiefs defensive end, Charles Omenihu. 2 tackles, both of them solos, sack, tackle for loss, QB hit. Shamari Connor, 14 tackles.
I don't know. I was about to say 14 tackles, 10 solo. I know he didn't get in the backfield, but
yeah,
that's a good day.
Chiefs -2.5 covered under 51.5. Technically, there was breaking news, but we're gonna just college football. A lot of stuff's going on in college football right now. Okay,
let's hear it, Miller Scouting.
We had not 1, not 2, but 3. 3 head coaches gone this weekend, including the big one. Penn State firing head coach James Franklin. Oh, by the way, Bears up 3-0 early. Good news for them. Cairo Santos out for that game, so Jake Moody converting the field goal there for Chicago. Yeah, knew this was coming. Not surprised at all. I called for it last week when they lost against UCLA. They didn't do it. They lost the second game of a 20-point favorite back-to-back. First time ever. I still don't remember if it's the first time ever. I believe it is. First time ever. Team losing back-to-back games, 20-point favorites. Anyways, it was a good run. 104-45 at Penn State, 64-36 in conference play, 11+ seasons. 2016 Big Ten champs. He was 1-1 in the Big Ten title game because they lost this past season against Oregon. 2-1 in the CFP. Obviously, all 3 of those games coming this past season. 3-2 in New Year's Six Bowls. Finished number 5 as his highest ranking in the AP poll, final poll there. That was last year. So, and assistant head coach, corners coach Terry Smith to be the interim head coach there. It was tough. It's been tough. I kind of talked about it when I recapped the Penn State game earlier. Growing up Penn State fan, like it's been a lot of hype. There's been, tremendous seasons. James Franklin, and that's what I've defended James Franklin time and time again. He's a winner. It's true. All he did was win 9, 8, 9, 10 games every single year. Especially the last couple, they won 10+, right? Like they've been balling. It's just they could never get over the top since 2016. And yeah, it's tough.
His mirror, right? Hear me out. And I don't know how many people are watching. This would be today's college game if Mark Richt was the head coach at Georgia right now.
Mm-hmm.
They are winners, and you like them as people. I think they care about their players. They care about the university. They're selfless. It just is. It's one of those things where you go, all right, you're 3 weeks ago, you're in top 5, and you're in an overtime game with Oregon, and you're talking about him not, getting over the hump. Well, if he doesn't lose 3 in a row, he still has his job, right?
Yeah. It was always going to be tough. Like, even if they would have won out, if they would have won out, okay, they would have made the CFP.
Right.
That would have meant beating Ohio State and Indiana. But my thing is, okay, what if they would have won against Oregon? Like, what would they have lost against UCLA? I don't know. But
I think the Falcons are going to score before halftime too.
4th and 3, man. Rob's being aggressive here, and
here we go.
Get it. Big stop for the Bills. Momentum. Is that Jordan Poyer?
Whoa. And I think another thing that, you and I were talking on this weekend over about who you get before he was fired. And you've said his name 1,000 times. And I said the only other person I think you can get, and I don't know that Indiana would let him go, but Matt Rule was hired by this AD at Temple.
That was Teron Johnson. Yeah. Yeah.
And he played at Penn State. So I think and he didn't squash anything today. He said, well, I'm building for Nebraska. I want them to be a winning tradition. But he didn't say, nope, I'm not interested in that job.
Well, and they're best friends, by the way, too. Him and the AD at Penn State.
I think it's inevitable that he is the coach.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like him and Kurt Signetti are the top two. I don't think there is another tier right behind them, but I don't think that Penn State is going to focus much on anyone else but those guys.
And I don't think you make a move unless you know that you can get somebody that you want. Does that make sense? And Matt Rule's going to be great with all the resources they have. Let's be honest.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, people are discounting Matt Rule. They're like, oh, he sucked as the Panthers head coach. Like, for one, that's NFL. It's totally different. And for two, when does this man not build a program? Temple, 3 years. They're balling. Baylor, 3 years. They're balling. Nebraska, guess what? He's in year 3. They just jumped into the top 25 this week. So, I don't know. I'm just saying. And I would be.
Actually, I think it's a scary hire. I think there's some guys that you don't want to see locked in at programs that are going to back it. You're going to have some NIL. You're going to fill the stands. He's got an affinity. I mean, anytime you can come home at a place that you really played, he could be there. I'm not going to say he's going to be, straight successful or whatever. Dynasties are over. I think Lane Kiffin said it last weekend. I've been preaching it. You're not going to have dynasties anymore. But if you can win a championship every 1 out of 5 years, 7 years, people are going to love you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of people are like, good, take Patrick Mahomes with him. I was like, yeah, I mean, I would absolutely take that. Dylan Raiola is a very good quarterback. And the reality of it is, for one, Drew Aller's done for the year. That's one thing that was coming up in college football news. But he's done for the year, knee injury, right? They're going to figure out what they got on their roster left, which I believe his name is Grunkmeyer is the next guy up. He's a redshirt freshman. They're going to figure out what they got at quarterback, which is good for the program. I'm hoping that they can get 3 wins, find 3 wins some way to get into a bowl and get even more work for the young guys. But Penn State is going to be maybe the hottest destination for transfer quarterbacks next year, depending on who the coach is, obviously. But if Rule goes and Raiola's open to it, I mean, why not?
Yep.
And the issue is that Penn State's losing a ton after they have a lot of seniors. It's going to be a young team next year.
It's going to be a transfer team. Whoever they get.
Expectations are going to be low, but it's Penn State. So we'll see.
You and I still are going to go to a whiteout together.
And another thing, new transfer rules are in effect right now. So Penn State, the transfer window does not kick in until they hire a new head coach.
Which is huge.
No players can transfer right now.
That's huge. That's huge.
The biggest issue is that I've heard they are losing recruits left and right. They already lost the number 1 running back in the 2027 class. That is the biggest one I've heard. So, and it's tough, man. I don't know how it goes down. No one hires me, so I've never been in an athletic program, so I don't know. I don't know how it works. That's my pity.
Oh,
pity
dang,
party.
He got away with a face mask right there.
My pity party for the night. I'm not getting hired. Anyway,
you'll get
Oregon State also firing their head coach, Trent Bray, 5-14 in just 1+ seasons. Special assistant to the head coach, Rob Akey, to be the interim head coach. I have never heard of that man in my life. I mean, I didn't even hear about Terry Smith either, so I have no clue who these guys are. Rob Akey, though, I did look at his resume on Wikipedia, a former Idaho head coach. And I believe it was a Central Michigan defensive coordinator as well. So, sure. He looks interesting. Just if you want to look him up, he looks interesting. UAB also looking for a new coach. Trent Dilfer out. 9-21, 5-14 in conference play, 2+ seasons for him. Highest finish in the AAC was tied for 8th. Offensive coordinator Alex Mortensen to be the interim head coach there. Tough situation for Dilfer. It really didn't make sense when he got hired. I mean, I did, I guess, because he played there, right? But it also didn't to me. He came straight from high school. High school head coach to Division I FBS head coach. That's a very difficult transition. Although he did win back-to-back national championships at high school that he coached at. So there was a championship culture, I guess, but you're dealing with, 15 to 18-year-olds in high school. You're dealing with 18 to nowadays 25-year-olds in high school.
So, NIL transfer boosters. If I could tell anybody anything, it's politics. You're not really coaching anymore. You're a politician. You're a CEO of a team, and you're only as good as your coordinators.
Yeah, I don't really know where UAB goes. Oregon State, I actually hate it for Trent Bray, but I really like the move, actually. It makes a lot of sense. New Pac-12 starting next year, right? So Oregon State will also get a fresh start head coach-wise and see if having the new players in the rejuvenated Pac-12, see if they can do something. UFL news, just one re-signing to talk about. We're in UFL free agency right now, but Battlehawks re-signing Hot Rod kicker Rodrigo Blankenship back in St. Louis. So he'll be back this year. NFL news, another firing today. Titans, they fired head coach Brian Callahan. 4-19 in 1+ seasons. Senior offensive assistant Mike McCoy, former Chargers head coach. He is going to be the interim. So yeah,
I mean, take it or leave it. I don't know why Vrabel was head and shoulders, in my opinion, better, and they went in a different direction, and now he's succeeding in New England. Sometimes management isn't maybe you don't get along with management. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Tennessee's a very poorly run team. Ownership down, to be honest. It's and I noted it on a couple of the tweets today. The one was the last 4 number 1 overall picks have had their head coach fired in their rookie season. And for 2, look at the Titans' moves, okay? GM head coach wise. The last 4. Fired GM John Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Fired Mike Vrabel. Fired GM Ran Carthon. And now they fire Brian Callahan. All at different points. They never fire them at the same time and start over at the same time. That's what you need. You have to do that. I don't care how long a guy has been there. I don't care. What do the best teams in the NFL have? Continuity between the GM and the head coach. It's in Philly. It's in Baltimore. It's in Pittsburgh. It's in San Francisco. It's in Kansas City. It's in Buffalo. Like, those are the top 6 teams. It's in Green Bay as well.
Green. I was about to say Green. That's you took the
Green
words
Bay,
out of my mouth.
Detroit, Minnesota. All three of those.
Or you draft, even if the continuity is not as close as the number one team you just said to the number 6. Okay, we agree that we're going to draft this quarterback and we have a plan for him. We're going to be behind Alex Smith. We're going to be behind this guy and X, Y, and Z. And your quarterback is the marquee mark of any franchise. He's going to be the face for years to come. And we've went through how many quarterbacks in Tennessee? Going back to Vince Young, right? I mean, it would take us a long time to go through the spectrum, but two or three come to mind. Vince Young, right? Then you have Marcus Mariota. Then you have I'm forgetting his name. Just recently from Kentucky, didn't pan out. Like there's got to be continuity from the top to the bottom.
Ryan Tannehill has been their most recent successful quarterback for multiple years in a row.
And guess who was his coach? And he's now doing pretty good with Drake May.
Oh, and they're gonna spank the shit out of Tennessee this week, by the way.
You know, like it's not a coincidence. The Colts, you kind of are now seeing Daniel Jones recreate his and maybe it's a 1-year fluke, I don't know, but they were kind of going everywhere with their GMs and their coach. Well, now you got somebody who's an offensive mind. Jonathan Taylor is running. And there's no coincidence that Derrick Henry leaves and your quarterback is you got a rookie quarterback out there getting hit. I mean, he's a target in the backfield. I think you and I could probably get a sack against the Tennessee Titans now. And I pushed 40 on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I'm 172 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah. And it's just move after move after move that never worked out. You mentioned Derrick Henry. AJ Brown was the breaking point in my mind for the Tennessee Titans.
You got no one to go down the field.
Complete.
You draft Dorial Green Beckham. Wasn't he there before the Eagles?
When you draft Traylon Burks and replace him, never worked out. Broke his collarbone. He got cut by the Titans. He's visited the Broncos this week, but it's just horrendous management, and the ownership is not patient at all either. And it comes back from they were having success. Why did they do these moves? I don't know. Because the ownership does not have a plan. They don't recognize who their valuable players are. And so sure. Eagles linebacker Zadarius Smith surprised today. He retired. Again, it was a surprise to me, and I think a lot of people as well, because he was playing pretty well for Philly in a rotational role. Got a sack a couple weeks ago. I remember that. But yeah, not sure why, but pretty solid career. Packers, Vikings, cannot recall who else. Josh Allen just threw a freaking pick before halftime. Bears are up 6-0, by the way. Minute to go in the first quarter. Falcons going into half, 21-7. My goodness. Bills are reeling.
The Bills cannot do anything.
Lions. There was a brawl at the end of the game last night. Safety Brian Branch getting suspended 1 game today by the NFL. He is going to appeal. We'll see if he wins that. I don't think he will. John Runyon has become, and Derek Brooks have become pretty stout in their rulings. And I really don't know what you're going to appeal. Like there's literally video evidence of you smacking Juju Smith-Schuster in the face at the end of the game and then continuing to fight with him. So I don't think there's much to appeal, but legal BS as always. Why do you think I don't like the field? IR return. Vikes, good news for them. Blake Cashman, linebacker, getting back on the field this week. They are also getting a bunch of guys back at practice. JJ McCarthy, Brian O'Neill, Aaron Jones, I believe, as well. So Vikes getting healthy in the bye week. Injuries. We talked about the Colts already, but this was some of the funniest things I've ever heard of, dude. 2 pregame injuries for the Colts during warmups. Quarterback Anthony Richardson Sr. fractured orbital bone. He's been placed on IR. A leg band injury issue.
Can I ask anybody this?
No, I don't.
Can I ask anybody?
Where's the video? Where's the video of this?
Okay, so that's what I'm about to say. Where's the video of this, and why does your teammate have a concussion? Tell me that they did not punch each other.
Well, no. He ran into I think it was Drew Ogletree in a pregame route. Yeah, Tavarius Ward concussed.
Was it designed? Was it a designed run into him?
I don't think so. But I just thought Anthony Richardson's was just the funniest thing I've ever heard of.
It's the weirdest injury.
For one, okay, to get hurt, I understand.
But a fracture?
I understand, like, getting your eye snapped maybe by the band. Because, like, I've been snapped by a band before. Like, it hurts. But, yeah, I don't know how you hit something
a fracture comes from a fist, bro.
I don't know. I don't know who punched him. Anyways, he's on IR now. So, Ravens, like I mentioned, getting back QB Lamar Jackson, hamstring, linebacker Roquan Smith, both expected back after the bye week. Talked about the 49ers, linebacker Fred Warner. I mean, the hits just keep coming. Dislocated and fractured ankle. He's done for the year. Jawan Jennings, he is playing through some stuff. 5 broken ribs, he said, high and low ankle sprains he is playing through. So, okay. Cool. Your Rams, Puka Nacua, ankle sprain, likely out a few weeks. He's officially day-to-day, and holy crap. Oh, my goodness. Did the Falcons just do that?
That's crazy.
7 seconds left, and they scored a touchdown before halftime. Is he out of bounds? He is out of bounds. Okay, so it's short. Falcons did not score. Okay. He's going to be short. His right foot is out of bounds. The ball's not at the pylon yet. So, luckily for the Bills, they are only going to be down by 14 before in halftime. Bears driving. They are in the red zone, start of the second quarter. I might have to flip to that game, actually, since this one's going to go to half. But yeah, Bucks wide receiver Emeka Egbuka, touchdown, Caleb Williams. There you go. First touchdown of the game, Mark. Oh, my baby. We are raking it in, dude. We are raking. What was first touchdown for Caleb Williams here? Did he get in? I hope so.
Ooh, he's out.
Who?
Different game.
5, 2, 8, 4.
If you lose this game, are you pissed you didn't get a field goal?
Yeah, Bucks wide receiver Emeka Egbuka. He's gonna miss some time, hamstring injury for him. So yeah, it was. Oh baby, we are rolling right here. Yeah, Caleb Williams first touchdown, dude. We are loving life, Mark. We are loving life, baby. Woo! Love the rolling into Benjamins. That's what we like to see on a Monday night. Running back Bucky Irving, though, good for the Bucks, or actually bad for the Bucks, though. Bucky Irving, foot shoulder injury. Chris Godwin, fibula injury. They are both out already for Monday Night Football against Detroit. Bengals, injuries for them. Edge rusher Trey Hendrickson, day-to-day back injury. Good news, though, the MRI looked pretty good, so they said that not serious, luckily. Tight end Mike Gesicki, his is serious, though. He's going to be out a while, they said, with a pec injury. Cowboys getting healthy. CeeDee Lamb, Tyler Booker, Kevontae Turpin, all expected to have a chance to play next week. Packers, edge rusher Lucas Van Ness avoided serious injury with his foot injury, but likely out sometime, out a while. Jets, wide receiver Garrett Wilson, hyperextended his knee in London. He's going to miss a couple weeks. Ins and outs for the games tonight, even though they're already going. Bills are without linebacker Matt Milano, defense tackle TJ Sanders, tight end Dalton Kincaid, wide receiver Curtis Samuel, all not playing today for Buffalo. Commanders, they are without wide receivers Terry McLaurin, Noah Brown, Deebo Samuel, heel injury. He is playing. Here we go. Drake London, first half, 9 for 147, a score.
BJ's got some huge numbers, too.
9.7. Who?
DJ Robinson's got huge numbers.
Dijon, yeah. Falcons, they are without wide receiver Darnell Mooney tonight, hamstring injury. Bears, they got good news. Linebacker TJ Edwards, corner Kyler Gordon, they are both playing. Kicker Cairo Santos, I mentioned, is out tonight. Jake Moody is the kicker. Jags, big news for their London game next week. Potential defensive player of the year, linebacker Devin Lloyd, calf injury. He is out already. Not going to travel to London. Visits, I mentioned, Broncos hosted Titans wide receiver Treylon Burks. All right, pick standings. Still leading, just barely, with Jimmy. Jimmy tied me now.
0-2 last week.
Yeah, last week was tough, man. And Thursday nights, dude, have started to be bad for the crew. So last week, there were only 2 wins, as you can see, and they were the Jags for Jimmy and Danny. They both picked the Jags on Monday against the Chiefs. John, Logan, and I were on the Chiefs. We all picked Philly on Thursday, so not good. And it's not going good either. The clean sweeps have not been good. They've been memes for sure. Because guess what happened tonight? We all picked the Bills.
There's another half.
Luckily, though, this Chicago game, okay. Actually, I should not talk about that yet because we haven't got to the pick screens. But yeah, so Jimmy and I, we are at the top, 9-4. John and Danny, 1 game back at 8-5. Logan, tough. He is now 2 games back. There it is. There it is. It's not good. Screenshot it, everyone. You can do what you want. I keep forgetting to post the freaking NFL picks. I post the college picks on Fridays, and then Sunday mornings I keep forgetting to post the NFLs.
Anytime you guys, when I was picking, anytime it was a clean sweep, it was never good.
Oh no, it hasn't been. Has not been in the regular picks on the Friday show either. It has not been good. Lately, it started out okay in the early season, but it's not been good recently. Yeah, so it's not going good. I have Bills -3 as well, so it's Josh Allen, please, and I have Josh Allen in fantasy, so a pick was not good. Bears at the Commanders going on right now. They're up 13-0. Yeah, screw you, John and Danny. Caleb Williams, baby, woo, rolling. I shouldn't say that because the Commanders are right around the 50-yard line right now. But Jaden Daniels, wow, only 4 of 5 for 32 yards with interception tonight. That's wild. I thought they would be throwing it more. I heard that Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt fumbled tonight, which is not good. I have him in fantasy, Mark. I can't have that happening.
He did.
So I know I saw Field Yates post that we'll see if this the fumbles, because I think he fumbled last week too. See if the fumbles come back to like limit his touches now. That was an issue in no, it wasn't an issue in college. I don't think. I can't remember his New Mexico and Arizona days. Wow, what deep Bears are balling defensively, man. Anyways, for the Bills game, 49.5 total. We're at 28 at halftime. So the over's looking pretty good in that one. That one's on ESPN. For the Bears game right now, 48.5. I was surprised, dude. These totals tonight were wild. Just under 50 for both games. 48.5, though. Unders looking a little bit better for the Bears game. A little bit. 13 early second. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have a total on either one, so thankfully that's too much. ABC for the Bears game right now. And Mark, I mean, I'm praying we don't go 3 straight Thursday night games, because it was the Rams 2 weeks ago, the Eagles last week, and now we're a clean sweep across the board for the Pittsburgh Steelers on Thursday.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no reason why anyone wouldn't agree in this game with the way the rosters are built at this time and who your quarterback with injury is.
Well,
but football's a weird thing. You can go back to Alabama looking real bad against Florida State. Now they look pretty elite, right?
5 straight. Well, who wouldn't have picked, though, right? Who would not have picked the Rams 2 weeks ago against the injury-riddled 49ers and Mac Jones? Who wouldn't have picked the Eagles last week against
the Giants? Right. And a rookie quarterback.
Who wouldn't pick the Steelers, right? Like, it's just these Thursday night games are so weird.
And so if you guys all lose this game, I'm just going to sit back and laugh and just enjoy you guys losing it all.
Mark, I can't do this emotionally 2 weeks in a row to my teams on Thursday nights. I can't afford that. I can't.
I think I want that to happen so I can just hear all the text messages you're going to send me.
In the Instagram group chat. Yeah, Steelers 5.5 though. I lean Steelers to cover here. Okay, the Steelers team is playing very well, and the thing is, right? It's not good for the Bengals, right? They're down Mike Gesicki for a while. Trey Hendrickson, I highly doubt he's going to play in this one. Short week, he had the back injury. I highly doubt Trey Hendrickson. So you're going to take the Bengals' best defensive player off the field against Aaron Rodgers, who is, I mean, to be honest, Aaron Rodgers is playing like Green Bay Packers Aaron Rodgers right now. I mean, he is balling, and his connection with DK Metcalf is just crystal clear. I mean, they are synced up.
They should have spent money and kept Pickens.
So, well, Aaron gets who he wants, and he wanted DK. So, and this offensive line, they have done a fantastic job. And I mentioned it earlier at the Steelers game. They've ran this 6-man line to protect Aaron. Calvin Anderson coming in as a 6th offensive lineman has really shored up the protection issues that they've had with Broderick Jones at left. And I don't know why I can't think of the right. Troy Faltano at right. So it's been interesting to see. Wow, what a catch. What a catch. Oh, no. Of course that was freaking Chris Moore. Tell me that was under 22 yards. Oh, my gosh. It was exactly 22. No way, dude. That's so dumb. That is so stupid, Mark. So dumb. Under 21.5 receiving yards for Chris Moore for me tonight. That's stupid. Hopefully he catches a screen and loses like 3 yards. Total for this one's 42.5. I am going to go with the under. on that game on Thursday. It's a divisional game. Steelers defense shuts Flacco down. That's the only thing that I'm scared about. Only thing I'm scared about. Flacco knows this team, right? He's played on 3 different teams against
For
them.
years.
He knows the Pittsburgh Steelers. I forget who I heard say it. They were like, we just want Flacco to go to the Steelers in the offseason just so he gets the quartet there.
Why not? Why not?
He has to. He has to play for the Steelers so he gets the AFC North, all the teams. But it never happens. It never happens. There's these guys that always play on 3 teams and they never get to the 4th one. They don't. 8:15 Prime Video Thursday. Next week, NFL Week 8 kickoff. Vikings at the Chargers, the first non-divisional game, I think, this year on Thursday night. I think every single Thursday night game has been divisional so far. But we finally do get a non-divisional game. Going to be a nice reprieve, I think, anyways, for fan bases. But probably not Jimmy because his Vikings. But anyways, another doubleheader on Monday night next week. Got the Bucks at the Lions. I think that game is going to be just to the moon scoring wise.
Electric.
The Lions have 0 secondary, especially if Brian Branch loses his appeal and won't play. They already didn't have their top 6 corners. So, and I mean, for the Bucks, I mean, they're not going to have Igbukah or Godwin. I think Evans has a chance to play, though, they said. So potentially they could get Mike Evans back, and he's going to have 200 yards because they don't have much else. The Texans at the Seahawks, that's an interesting one. Okay. And I want to pick the Seahawks. I haven't picked that game yet, but it's in Seattle. So I don't know. Can they win in Seattle? I don't know. And the Texans, despite their 2-4 record, or 2-3 record, they have one of the best defenses in the NFL. So just saying that. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media at FAA Podcast, Instagram and X, FAA_bets as well. FAApodcast.com is our website. Check us out here on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram as well. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. And we will see y'all back for Football Friday.